cruelty knows no bounds, when evil knows no limits, revenge strikes with its most frightening power. They called her One Eye, then ran for their lives.
We've got a peck of trouble. Frigga killed one of her regular clients yesterday, and I'm betting she's out to get the three of us.
They defiled her beauty. They robbed her of speech. They brutalized her body. And when they had finished, she used what was left to repay every blow with her own terrible kind of revenge.
Find out where she's getting her stuff and set her up. Then get rid of her.
Your most fearful nightmares, the most cruel sights you have ever seen, cannot match the shock of this motion picture experience.
Okay, we're rolling. Mr. Pilgrim.
Oh my god.
Oh my Jesus. Welcome to Movie Goblins, where spoilers are always on the table. I'm Noah Oldick, and across the table from me is my co-host Ben Leesom.
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
I have my own intro. Ready to hear it?
Okay.
Noah, my, Noah.
And that was impromptu too, so it was extra impressive.
Thank you.
So yeah, we saw some movies over the course of the weekend.
Surprise.
And I kind of like want to go for a theme with each episode, and it's like where we differ is like you want like randomization.
Yes.
And I like having some sort of like thematic similarity between the movies.
Yes.
So my two picks had to do with revenge, cold-blooded, deep-seated hell
hate.
Path to hell is built with the blood of the people who wronged you, revenge, or as Quentin Tarantino like to call it in his book, cinema speculation, revenge-o-matic films.
Wait, what was it?
Revenge-o-matic.
Revenge-o-matic. I like that.
And yours was romantomatic.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. So, yeah, no, it works out, though, because while everybody's enjoying the Super Bowl and getting ready for Valentine's Day, we decided to watch a movie. The last movie we decided to watch was Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, which was basically the Valentine's Day
episode.
The ultimate like Valentine's Day like video game extravaganza, anime Armageddon action
Edgar Wright
piece. Yeah. But before that, we watched on Friday night. The first movie we watched was Rolling Thunder, which is, in my opinion, has one of the greatest fucking movie trailers of all time.
I haven't seen the movie.
There's a storm brewing in this man. They took his arm, they took his family, they took his soul, and it's his like sawing off the barrel, the shotgun, just slams it down with his hook hand.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I guess I found out about this movie because Quentin Tarantino had like a top 20 list of like his favorite grindhouse movies. Okay. Number one was Texas Chainsaw Massacre, naturally, because that's objectively the best grindhouse movie ever made. But there was other ones that includes the one I also picked as a second feature to Rolling Thunder. But Rolling Thunder came in at number 5, right behind Coffee with Pam Grier, directed by Jack Hill. And I was just like, this fucking movie, like this like poster looks intriguing. I'm interested. Mm-hmm. The caption that reads, Charles Rain has come home to war. Just really like it felt so Tarantino to me, mm-hmm. And the fact that it's classic 70s cinema, and it's just like I had to look into this movie. And he obviously did the production, not the distribution company he did, where he put out old grindhouse films like The Mighty Peking Man and Detroit 3000, but that's neither here nor there. We're here to talk about the movie itself. The film was an AIP piece, which was directed by a man named John Flynn, who whose work I'm not familiar with. He worked on a movie, I can't remember the star of it, but it was called The Outfit. And it was Rolling Thunder was followed by an action piece of his called Defiance, which I also can't remember the name of the star, but or I can't, like, if I knew, like, I'd know, but like I just can't recall like who was holding the weapon. But it was the most notable thing, the big selling point. Jeez. The big selling point of this movie was the fact that it was written, I put in quotes, by Paul Schrader. I say that in quotations because of the fact that it was the first draft that he wrote, and what was adapted to the screen was a rewrite by a man named Haywood Gold, who is, I believe he did he wrote like a Steven Seagal movie called Out for Justice.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, great caliber.
Wait. Was this 90 Steven Seagal or like
90 Steven Seagal? It was Out for Justice.
So it was technically a movie.
Yeah, technically it was
not
a
just,
movie.
I'm Steven Seagal and I'm sitting in a chair.
It was like a John McTiernan knockoff, basically.
Okay.
And no, Rolling Thunder is about pretty much all. Let's get down to brass tacks,
yes.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Let's do it.
The plot of Rolling Thunder, it takes place in 1973 in San. I almost forgot the name of it because they had a whole song dedicated to it, San Antonio.
Oh yeah, it does start with the song, right? And
it's about Major Charles Rain, who was a POW camp for 8 years in. Was
it Vietnam?
No, more specifically, Hanoi, I think. Hanoi. Okay. Hanoi, I think, is how it's pronounced. But Hanoi, yeah. And he is one of his cohorts in the hellhole was Johnny Voten, played by Tommy Lee Jones, who Brett and I notoriously make fun of for playing Two-Face in Batman Forever. Because here's a side note, we actually love Jim Carrey as the Riddler in that movie, but great. Like we hate Tommy Lee Jones.
Why? He's so
because
good.
He doesn't give a shit.
That's what's great.
I don't know.
He's insane.
No, it's kind of embarrassing to watch some of his line deliveries in that movie.
He also hated Jim Carrey.
Yeah, I was like, I hate you.
Like,
your buffoonery is like, what was it? It was like your rambunctiousness is like will not be tolerated or something like that. But he comes home from war, and he's obviously before it becomes a revenge film, it's a character study. Mm-hmm. It's about him trying to feebly and unsuccessfully adjust back to civilian life, and him trying to reconnect with his son who didn't even really know him because he by the time he left for the Air Force in Vietnam, the kid was 2 years old. Mark is his name, and so he comes back home and the kid's like 9, and obviously his wife is like, I've been sleeping with another man, and that's this guy named Cliff who's like a highway patrolman.
Yeah.
And she wants to divorce. She kind of wants to, like, she beats around the bush a lot, but he's like, come on, what's
what's going on?
Yeah, and so she's like, and before the point where he's like, I feel like I've had enough of this, she says, I want to marry Cliff. So basically his life is over. In a sense, he's sort of like,
not what he expected.
His life. Well, no, it's the fact that like he has no purpose in life. He is, as he says, he's dead. Mm-hmm. Basically, having like gone through the experience of the Hanoi prison camp, POW camp, and having experienced that, and pretty much having to hide vulnerability to not break himself nor the people he was entrusted to keep up morale in the camp. Mm-hmm. He's a broken, not really broken, but like a changed man. He can barely pass as a man because a man implies humanity, at which he has very little of by the point in which he returns home, because he can't connect with people. Because he can't connect with his son who doesn't even recognize him. Because he's not able to really have any sort of love, like unless you really count like the character who shows up. I forget, like she's like the Southern Belle. I forget her name, but she's but no, it's a really interesting dichotomy of like, okay, somebody goes through that experience, but like when they come back, what then? You know,
Right.
He's no longer. He's kind of like, he kind of rides that line between being, well, being like fundamentally, like, it's like he's not permanently scarred. He's not permanently, like, he's not missing any limbs, but he's a perfectly functioning human being, but he lacks a little bit of what makes us tick, you know. And that's kind of like, that whole crisis is halted by the fact that he is robbed, because earlier they had these silver dollars that was like, for every day that you were in prison there in the Hanoi hellhole, and he's held up at gunpoint. They torture him, but at that point he well, I'm getting ahead of myself, but like basically they fuck up his hand, they kill his wife and son, and now he kind of has a goal in a sense. He has revenge in mind, and it's really contrived, but he brings along the Southern Belle along with him, who's a bartender, or a waitress, excuse me, and they pretty much go across the border a few times, basically trying to get info about these people. The Kuna Boys is what they're known as, because that's what they are. That's one of the places they go to in the original Paul Schrader script. And basically, it leads to one of the most, like, in my opinion, one of the most satisfying, like, finales in a revenge film of all time. It is so good, because it's just like, it really, like, it feels like the genre version of Taxi Driver, where it's a boiling point. It keeps rising and rising, and just like it's condensed, it's held in, and then like once the pin is pulled, and there's that timer, you know, where it's like, you know exactly what's going to happen. It just explodes in this amalgamation of just violence and just, it's so good. But I don't know. I feel like I've kind of given my general thoughts about the movie. Ben, what do you think?
I really liked the first act when he's home, like him trying to get back into normal life. I loved that. Like, I was hooked. The middle kind of lost me a little bit, because it kind of felt repeating. Okay. Like, okay, you go in first. I follow you after you. Then we drive away and we talk. Then we do it again. Then we talk. It's like, this doesn't feel very...
suspenseful?
No. And it's like, I kind of forgot what the bad guys looked like.
That might be... kind of plays into the film's favor, in my opinion.
What?
The fact that, like, it's kind of like, you don't even know the name of the head honcho. Originally, it was supposed to be like a bunch of, well, I'm gonna be like, I'll say a lot of this in the Schrader script, but in the Schrader script, they were all Mexican, and it was kind of playing into this whole thing of like, it was perpetuating his racism. He had, in the original script, he had Charlie had this racism towards Mexicans and foreigners that was built based on like his experiences in Vietnam. And that was kind of like, okay, there's no justification here. He just hates them. Now he has a reason to hate them, you know? Right. Basically. Okay. And it was a very ugly... I've only read like the first like 50 pages of the script of the like around like the 100. It was around like 105, 110 or something like that. But I got the general gist of it, where it's like, this is a lot uglier film than it was than what was shot. Right. And it makes me kind of speculate like what Schrader's script could have looked like on screen. But then again, I'm kind of just happy with what we got, because of the fact that what we got was William Devane playing a character who is so bent out of reality and so bent out of living a normal life that really, it's kind of subtext. If you're like, it's kind of subtext. It's not really said, but revenge is what gets him. It's what keeps him going. It's like, before his wife and son are killed by the hands of the Acuna boys, he really doesn't have a direction. He's a lost soul. So I just find that very compelling about the movie. But I get where it's like, okay, this, for modern times, this feels rather slow, or this doesn't feel like there's any projection. Like there was nothing really in the middle really catapulting things forward. But I feel like what's enough is the character sizzling a bit. There's a little bit of that time. Not everything has to be like a constant progression like it was with Die Hard. You know, it's more of a slow burn type revenge action film. It's a character study mixed in with action.
But I didn't really get the sizzle though.
Okay.
I just kind of like, oh.
How so?
Like, I didn't, like, there wasn't much. Well, first, I was surprised he didn't use his hook a lot.
He use it, like, punctually. Well, it's like, he uses it to, like, signal to Tommy Lee Jones, like, when to it.
And, like, he stabs the guy in the junk.
I feel like that's meant to, like, meant to represent that something is truly like missing from this whole person that makes a person a whole, you know. He has the missing piece that's like the soul, and that's the missing hand, you know.
I also was not very engaged with his conversation with the Southern Belle. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like I didn't get why she was there.
Well, I feel like I feel like it might have been like, because if I had to guess, if I read the rest of the Schrader script, that it was just a one-man revenge mission. I feel like there needed to be some sort of discussion. Like, there's need to be someone that Charlie could speak his mind toward. Kind of like the inner monologues of, like, Spider-Man, but, like, you can't do that with, like, you know, the comic book, you know, the comic book format will allow us for, like, inner monologues and stuff like that, but, like, with film, you can't really do that. You can't really get something across in words unless it's being spoken, unless in most cases being spoken to from one person to another in a conversation, you know. So I feel like that was justified in a sense, even though it was contrived.
It was more just like, if it was his friend Tommy from the war and they were going on the revenge mission, or it's just because she was like, how come I always get involved with men like you? Or like, I was like, you could just leave. Like, you could just go home. It's just,
I feel like it's built up the reunion between I had it before between Johnny and Charlie, because of the fact.
Is that the guy who was involved with his wife, Johnny?
No, it's Cliff.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Yeah, no. So, but yeah, there is the character Cliff, where it's like he represents something like more human than Charlie, because there's that There's an amazing scene in near the beginning where Cliff is talking with Charlie about like the situation that's going on between, like, about the whole family dynamic thing,
right?
And like he offers him a drink. He's like, it's like, cheers. It continues, like, he puts the drink down because he's drinking his beer. Yeah,
that was great.
And I was like, I very much prefer if you didn't call my son a runt. And it was like, yeah, sure, Charlie, you know. And the whole love the rope thing is great. I just think that I feel like it's the way Quentin Tarantino described it. He's shown this movie around like a bunch of like different places, and I feel like something would be missing if it were just. There needed to be some sort of humanity. If it was just two dudes with like who just like were shell shocked, like just like killing people throughout, like, or finding out information throughout the whole movie, I feel like there wouldn't be some sort of something to, like, for us to connect with. I feel like that was the bartender, the bar waitress, was just like that kind of that means to connect somewhat with Charlie, because that's that last remnant of humanity he has left is that connection with her. So, but like his reunion with Johnny is amazing.
Oh yeah,
because he's just like I found him. Oh no, it's like no. But like before that, there's the dinner scene featuring an actor who played Franklin in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and they're like, he's like, I found him. Who? The man who killed my son. And he's like, he looks back and he's like, and Quentin Tarantino says this, where he's like, I'll skip my gear. Everybody like cheers at that point.
Yeah.
He's like, it's like, let's clean him up. But I feel like it's just, I don't know. I find it to be a very compelling piece of film. In terms of genre grindhouse filmmaking, I feel like it's a very solid ass movie.
I could see why you like it. I was just kind of, like the final fight, I was like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just like he shoots the one guy. He's like, all right, let's go.
There was an epilogue type of resolution thing, but they didn't have the money to shoot it.
Oh.
It was her waiting at a bus stop, and then like Charlie just looking at her from a distance,
Mm-hmm.
and just driving off.
Yeah, but even then, like,
Presumably as San Antone played.
right. But like I said earlier, like when I forgot what the bad guys looked like, I forgot what they even looked like.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, I don't feel anything. Like, I thought he was gonna like shoot what's his name? We don't know his name, but the guy who shot Cliff.
Oh, the guy in the cowboy hat?
Yeah, I thought he was gonna like shoot his hand off or like just something, but it's just he shoots him. And he's like, all right.
I thought that scene was really cool because of the fact that the interior was really nice. I like the fact that it's like an endless maze of cattle that he's chasing him through. I thought that was a really cool set piece.
Oh no, the ending. I mean.
Oh, in the ending, yeah, when he shoots Cliff, yeah. Well, near the end.
No, not Cliff. Like the main character kills the guy who killed his family. Like at the very end.
Mm-hmm. Charlie.
Yeah, he shoots the guy and he's like, he helps his friend up. All right, let's go.
Yeah,
And
I feel like that's kind of like. I like the fact that it's like kind of leaves that kind of open ended where it's like they're probably gonna have to face some sort of repercussions for it, but the fact of the matter is that the revenge is done. You know.
Yeah. I don't know. It just felt kind of like. I guess the fact I love the first act so much, like I was so invested, and then it just kind of like.
Turns like genre warfare, I guess. I don't know.
Well, not even that. It's just like it's the Charlie driving around with the lady for a long time. It was like their conversations weren't very engaging to me. It was just kind of felt repeating after. It's like.
I guess like, well, the oh shit, there's like a scene in the Schrader script where Charlie locks eyes in a drive-in theater that's playing Deep Throat. He locks eyes with somebody else who's attending the drive-in.
Mm-hmm.
You know who that is? Travis Bickle.
Is that really?
Travis Bickle was really gonna be in Rolling Thunder before he sold Taxi Driver, and then it became a big movie. Like they were connected. Yeah.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Why Travis Bickle was in Texas, I don't know, but it takes place like. Well, so by the time Taxi Driver came out, it took place 3 years before, but it turns into a whole thing at that point where you're trying to figure out the timeline of a movie that doesn't exist in the way that it does, you know? But,
Does it call him by the name Travis Bickle?
no, he just sees that's the same character. We see as an audience that's the same character.
Well, in terms of like.
Well, oh yeah,
the script it says
like it's Travis Bickle from my other script.
Oh, does it really from my other
Yeah,
script?
it's like if you read my script Taxi Driver, you'll know about my character Travis Bickle.
Well, that's funny.
Yeah,
I like that. It's cute.
I love Schrader as a writer because of the fact that he's able to create these like, well, what he's known for is character studies. What he's able to make these kind of these characters who are fuses. He
Right.
did it with like. Even though he disowns Rolling Thunder, and I can't really blame him because of the fact that it's like they kind of raped his work in his eyes. Yeah, I get that. They took something that could have been great and made it, in my opinion, great in a different way. But
Right.
but it was supposed to be like a dissection of the kind of movie that Rolling Thunder eventually came to be. You know.
Right.
Taxi Driver, Rolling Thunder, First Reformed. All these are, even to extent Hardcore. I mean, I haven't seen Hardcore, but if I had to guess. These are all movies about people who are just, as the trailer of Rolling Thunder puts it quite elegantly, poised on the edge of violence. You know, poised on the brink of violence, because that's what they are. They're men who are just desperately in a stranglehold, and kind of like a self-inflicted stranglehold toward violence.
Right.
And pretty much their mind is a zit that's about to pop and just cause destruction around them.
Right.
So I find that very interesting because it's just like it's a reflection of like the way he felt at the time, and he was able to make that therapy through his writing.
Right.
So in a sense, I really, really kind of wish I could have seen the reason that they didn't film. Supposedly, the reason they didn't film Rolling Thunder as it was written by Schrader was because of the idea that it was unfilmable. more or less the idea that it wasn't filmable and have not some sort of negative backlash is what they probably meant by it.
Okay.
You know?
Like,
where it's like, oh, we're going to have a guy hunting down a bunch of Mexicans because he's racist.
Right.
Okay. It's like, no, we can't really do that, you know?
Not a very likable protagonist.
No, not at all. They had to give him some sort of, like, so they made, like, the head honchos of the Acuna boys white, which is kind of problematic in and of its own, like, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah,
who cares?
They're scumbags.
They're scumbags. They're all equally scumbags, you know?
Yeah. I do wonder, so, like, when they invade his home, they're like, tell us where the money is, or we'll fucking beat you, or whatever. And they start beating him, and he just doesn't care, because, like,
because he's conditioned himself to not break.
Yeah, he's like, he doesn't care. And, but my question, if they were to get, like, the money, like, would they have shot him?
That's I guess that can be speculated. I guess is just the fact that, like,
I mean, I feel like they would, because they shot the family.
Yeah, they kind of shot him after like, it's like, you went through all that trouble. It's like, you're fucked up now, and it's like, you went through all that trouble for nothing, because now we got the silver dollars, you know. And so they probably would have shot him anyway.
Yeah. That is. I mean,
I feel like you have to, like, understand, in order to, like, appreciate the film, you have to agree to its terms, I guess. I feel like that's the same thing with any kind of grindhouse film. Besides Texas Chainsaw Massacre, that was fucking amazing. But I feel like you kind of have to give yourself over to the movie somewhat, and kind of understand that it's like not everything is going to be completely 100% based in reality, logical. And I feel like once you get past that threshold, you'll be able, like, to fully enjoy the movie more.
No, I got that. I'm used to it by now. But it's more. My main issue is that I didn't feel like I got into the mind of the main character the same way as, say, Travis Bickle.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't as, like, because if it was about, like, him coming to terms with everything, and, like, revenge is the way he wants to try and get over it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It just felt like. I mean, it felt like he wasn't, like, important in a way for me. Like, it was just like he's more like a catalyst for these violent events to happen. Yeah.
Okay, I get that. Yeah.
I mean, personally, like, if he acted more like his friend did, like Tommy Lee Jones, because that is my favorite character in the movie. Oh, Tommy Lee Jones in this film.
He's just like he is even more fucked than like he's even more fucked than Charlie. I love it
because, like, he's with his family. He's just like he doesn't move. He just like it's
he probably, like, hates his partner, like his fiance or whoever she is, you know. Probably just, like, hates being around her.
Is it that he hates her or just doesn't know how to...
I think he's just, like, he just doesn't know how to even...
Just doesn't know how to live at this point.
Yeah, at this point. He's just existing, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like when they're like, I found him, and he's like, I'll get my gear.
Yeah.
It's like he has, like, a purpose now. He's a man with a purpose.
I almost kind of wish that they died, in a way. Like, I almost kind of wish...
That's one of the big what-ifs, yeah.
Because, like... The whole idea is that they're dead. They're quote unquote dead. And almost like what's it called? Shit. I can't think. There's a movie on tip of my tongue where it's like I can't think of it. But basically the idea, like, they can't live in this world, so they just die, kind of thing. Like they're not made. What the? I guess I'm thinking of First Blood, like the original ending.
Oh, First Blood, the original ending? Oh, like the book?
Yeah, so in that film, the book and the movie originally ended the same.
Oh, okay. So, really? They reshot that in there?
Yeah, so, like, the original, like, they filmed the original ending of him dying.
Wow.
Yeah, if you Google it, you can find it. But they just felt like, it's a little too sad. Which, I guess. But I kind of wish it was more like that. Where it's like they're almost cursed in a way. Where it's like
I feel like it's like maybe that's like I feel like that's like the ultimate curse that they like now they're back to having no purpose because they fulfilled the revenge and now they have to live on like in this own kind of hellhole. They physically got out of the prison but they're still in like a cell mentally, you know.
Right. I guess.
It could work either way.
Yeah.
You know?
I just think that first act for me is so good. Like, that it's almost kind of like the fact the rest of it is so different. Like it's almost like two different movies. Like when he gets his hand destroyed, it's almost like from a Dusk Till Dawn, where it's just like, all right, different movie. First half, it's a character drama about man trying to figure out his place in the world. Like, my favorite scene is when he drives to the softball game. He's watching his son, and his son looks at him.
There's that disconnect. Yeah,
it's so, like he's almost scared of him.
Yeah,
he turns back. And his dad's just walking away. That's my favorite.
That's a great scene. Yeah.
Yeah, and I love the fact that Cliff, the guy who's banging his wife. I mean,
to put it elegantly.
Yes, I am very elegant, as you all know. But he's not the bad guy. I'm glad it wasn't like,
oh no, yeah,
stay away from your old wife or I'm gonna beat your
ass.
Like,
he looks up to Charlie, but the fact of the matter is that they're mentally on two different sides of the universe, basically. And they can never relate to each other.
I almost wonder what it would be like if it was those two on the trip for revenge.
I feel like because
he's like, I want to get those sons of bitches.
I feel like it's because Cliff is working on the side of the law that he can't really do that. But as a character, I guess there'd be too many complications involved in the story, and I feel like realistically, Charlie wouldn't do that because he would stop, it would probably hold him back from actually finding them.
Yeah.
With this other dude.
I think my main issue is just I don't think the bartender was a good companion for the journey.
It really doesn't make sense why she's there.
No, because if I were her, the moment he tricks her into go checking out for is it Big Bill or something?
Fat Ed.
That's even better. The moment that happened, I would have been gone. Fuck this. You're cute and I liked you. I knew you for a few days, but this is ridiculous. I'm going home. It was okay, and cause she had his watch. Was it a watch or was it?
It was an ID bracelet that she held on to.
Okay, I wasn't exactly sure what it was. I thought it was a watch, but I thought the movie looked great. I like the chase in the cow maze you were talking about.
Yeah, that's amazing.
In the cathedral?
It's kind of the cathedral, where Cliff gets straight up fucking executed.
Yeah, that part I like because it wasn't so you thought you could... No, it's just...
Yeah, it's so ugly in how it's portrayed,
the good... the law-abiding good guy is
just eats it, yeah.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I liked... I enjoyed that one bar fight with... the hook parts is always great. Cause
just punctures his hand with the hook,
and the balls, and that's all great.
Yeah, uses it to give him the ball, get the one of the Acuna boys in the balls,
Yeah, and it's because that guy, the guy who got 7 balls, I see him more than I saw the guy with the hat.
Yeah, they both wear hats, but I know what you're talking about though. The guy who
the guy was let's put his hand in the sink.
Yeah, he's one macho motherfucker.
I don't remember. Do we see him again? I don't even remember.
He's the last. He's the first guy that. He's the guy in the bed with the prostitute. That.
Oh, is that who that was?
Yep. With that Charlie just blows away. No, he blows his hand off and then just executes him.
I didn't realize that was him. I just thought he was killing everybody. He's
well, that's the thing. Is that it's so messy. He kills both the people who are responsible, the people who aren't responsible. He kills anybody caught in the crossfire. It's super it's jaded, and I love it.
Okay. Yeah, I
just goes to show how sloppy revenge can be.
Yeah, that is. I do think I would have preferred the original script because that's just from what you've been talking about. Oh, excuse me. What they cut out. That's imagining a scene in a drive-in sounds much more exciting, visually. Mm-hmm. Almost like he's going through the cars and checking, trying to find him or something. I haven't read it, so I don't know what the context of the.
Oh no! This is before he goes on.
Oh, is this before he went on
before
revenge?
He goes to the drive-in theater, watch Deep Throat, and then a car, one of the cars neighboring him is Travis Bickle.
Was it a taxi?
I don't know. It doesn't describe it.
Oh, that'd been funny. It's like it's a New York taxi in Texas.
Well, I mean, he didn't have the taxi cab job before. So.
Oh yeah. I haven't seen Taxi
Why
Driver
would he take his taxi? Why would he take his taxi cab all the way to Texas?
Why is he in Texas?
Exactly, that's the thing. Yeah.
I don't know. It was probably just a funny cameo. But yeah, I mean, I thought Rolling Thunder was fun.
Okay, cool.
It was a nice time.
Yeah. I feel like I'm dying to get my hands out to get the opportunity to like watch this shit on 35 millimeter. Like if the Cinematheque's ever showing it, I'm there. My ass is there. Mm-hmm. So yeah, no, I'm giving this shit a 4.5.
I gave it a 2.5. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I think at the time last Friday when we watched it, I was kind of tired.
Okay.
But
so it's just basically like a raw reaction to it.
Yeah, I was kind of like, eh. So maybe I'd probably like it more on a second viewing. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, I just thought. I like the beginning and the end, but the middle was kind of meh for me, personally.
Yeah.
It was just that the conversations with the bell. It was just like, or even the scene where like I'm gonna drive to the cops and he grabs the steering wheel and they drive into like the weeds.
Yeah.
It's like, why are you following? He almost killed you just now. Like, what? It's like. What's wrong with you? I used to date men like madam, he almost fucking... Uh-huh. You should probably know he's not all there. Mm-hmm. And you should go home. Mm-hmm. But yeah. But the first part is brilliant. I forgot. My favorite scene is actually when he's talking with his wife and he's on the couch. Mm-hmm. Just his facial, like his blank face is so... unsettling. I guess not like just because you know exactly what he's thinking, even though he's not portraying anything.
Yeah,
that part's my favorite part.
Okay,
and like I knew what was happening before the wife said it. Like I figured it out. I just knew what was coming. It's like this is so uncomfortable.
It really is awkward. Yeah,
it's almost like the film Castaway with Tom Hanks.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Yeah,
he comes home.
Where it's like she's moved on, and it's like, oh, then it's suddenly he's back, and it's like the wounds like are gaping wide, you know.
Yeah, like he had this hope of coming home as like, surprise.
Yeah.
That part I thought I love that. Or even when he's talking with his son when he's in bed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, where he's like. They were like talking about like the flag he made and just like the fact that it was like you don't remember the duty. He's like no. I was like, why would you?
That part was I love
it's
that.
It's very heart-wrenching. It's just the fact that like it's real, you know.
Yeah.
People experience that, you know. Yeah. Just this dehumanization, just cold rejection from the people basically his family.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I really enjoyed Rolling Thunder. It's unfortunate. Well, I find it like it's your honest reaction, so it's fine. The next film we watched, which was earlier this afternoon, was probably like the most I wouldn't say awkward, but like one of the most like I wouldn't because like I really love this movie, but I feel like. It is one of those more like disturbing, degenerate experiences that I wasn't really afraid of showing anybody, but because I knew you'd like be fine with it, but when I picked this movie to be included on the podcast, it was at a time where I was just like super in love with this movie. Mm-hmm. It's Thriller, A Cruel Picture. And I still love it.
Yeah.
It was a Swedish film from 1973. It is a dreary, bleak. If Rolling Thunder is like a depressing, it's like a sad experience, this film is a fucking like bleak, dreary, depressing, disgusting.
Yep.
Just dive into like the worst humanity has to offer.
Yep.
But more from a feminine side, basically. A little bit, because the fact that even though it is a female protagonist, there are scenes in it where there is a little bit of like the male gaze is being projected back onto us. You know what I mean? Where we're the ones being male gaze. You know,
like What do you mean?
Where people are men are staring like.
Oh, I see. Yes.
Lustfully at us.
Yes, I see what you mean.
So we can identify with the main character,
right?
Madeline.
Okay.
So it's about them because she actually in different cuts of the movie she has different names. In the English version, it's Frigga. In this one's Madeline.
Really?
Basically, yep.
Oh.
This girl Madeline is sexually assaulted when she's a little child by an old man.
Some guy.
Just some guy in the park.
Like drools black tar from his mouth.
15 years later, she is a farmhand, and she is abducted by a man named Tony and turned into hooked on heroin and turned into a prostitute against her will. And the course of this experience is basically like something's got to give. Like she is prepping, she is pretty much plotting, and this results in her parents believing that she ditched them, and it results in their suicide.
Yes.
And it's the point where she is like, okay,
she snaps.
She snaps, and not really snaps, but it's just like she starts planning.
Right.
Starts prep. She goes to like martial arts practice. She goes to like gun shooting with like all these different guys, like paying all these different guys like expertise on how to do the shit right, like how to drive a car like super fast, like how to drift, and it's another one was like, oh no, that was it, but like
because she was in the
but like she got kicked out of the martial arts dojo because like she was not peddling, but like she had
heroin. She was trying to do it.
Yeah, and it was just like, go, you leave.
Yeah.
I like how it's like the language of film is just like
he points in a like different direction. You know what he means.
What direction yeah, exactly. And she like starts training with these Green Beret type dudes.
Yeah, these like and ex-Marine almost.
She goes on they say in the films, a roaring rampage of revenge.
Yes.
She roared, she rampaged, and she got her revenge. It's Kill Bill Volume 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm
aware.
Okay.
I got it.
But no, you seemed like you didn't get it. Okay.
No, I knew exactly what you.
Okay. So, but it's done. Yeah. No. That's basically the meat and potatoes of it. Ben, before I get into like what I think, Ben, what did you think?
Well.
Am I missing a few things?
No, I mean, well, I think I know. Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to this. You know.
This is interspersed with shots of her, the character being penetrated, by different clients. So
anyway, so I was because like for the past week when we chose our picks, you were like, listen, if you don't want to watch it, we'll change it. We'll do something else. Just don't. And I thought, like, oh my God, what is this gonna be? Like, you're scaring me.
Better like, safe than sorry.
Yeah, but he's like, and I watched it like, I'm just uncomfortable, but I was thinking it was gonna be like human centipede, like flat out.
I'll never do that to you.
I know,
but the fact of the matter is that I want to be more safe. I care about your comfortability.
No, I got it. But like, my favorite thing about the film is how it's shot.
Oh yeah, it's shot beautifully.
Yeah, I love. It was shot in fall, but I love fall colors. And like,
oh yeah,
how like the scene with the red eye patch and like.
Yeah, I love the fact that we were talking about this, like this inspired Kill Bill, where so much of this movie, like this movie, like laid the fucking groundwork for Kill Bill. Mm-hmm. But like she like has like her eye patches. She has different colored eye patches for like different outfits. It's so cool. Yeah. She's so awesome.
Yeah, I love the acting, except for her cellmate, the other
really? I thought she was really good.
It's mostly because she does the 1930s acting crying, like oh.
That was like one shot of her crying.
I know, but it was kind of like that's like the one acting thing I was kind of like
okay,
that's it. I'm trying to. It's a crazy movie. I'm trying to remember what happened.
I feel like it's a matter of like not a whole bunch. It's like it's a very straightforward revenge story. But I feel like the fact of the matter is that it kind of relishes in the ugliness of it.
Yeah.
You don't feel good when like the revenge actually happens. It's still like this perpetual emptiness. It's just as ugly as the violence enacted upon her. so therefore it should be portrayed as such. Just like, even though it's like rectifying wrongs, right? Where she's like paying it back.
Revenge.
It's still an ugly thing that she's doing, Yeah. I like how there's no like real satisfaction you get out of it. I really appreciate that.
Yeah. I really like the acting of the main.
Yeah, just like what she's able to do with her face.
Which is funny because you said that the director didn't like her acting, so
no,
he made her
mute. Yeah.
I was like, really? I mean, I guess, but I thought she did really well.
I thought she did good too.
Yeah. I was reminded of the Peddler Media review of like of a Reanimator and From Beyond, because like she's fearless, because that's what they talked about. Barbara Crampton.
Yeah, Barbara Crampton is just like.
I thought the same thing with this actress. Like she went with it. She was like.
There's not an ounce of shame in it in the performance, No, because she strips naked quite a few times.
Yes,
but like because she was like part of her comfortability with the camera being. Photographing her being nude probably had to do with the fact that like she was a pinup model.
Oh, was she?
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
But I feel like it's still that kind of that daring artfulness to it, that in the performance and
it is the least sexy nudity I've ever seen.
Yes, absolutely, I agree wholeheartedly.
It was like nope, nuh-uh.
Even though these like atrocious things are happening on screen, there still feels like there's a beating, like there's artfulness to it, It's like integrity.
It was never like
it doesn't feel it's exploitation, but it doesn't feel exploitive, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Yeah. Where it's like obviously these things are elements of an exploitation film, but it doesn't feel like a person like there's a special feature on the Vinegar Syndrome Blu-ray where like a person at the Alamo Drafthouse was introducing the film, and it's like, if this movie offends you, good, it's doing its job.
That is exactly what you should say.
Yeah.
Another thing we should talk about is the insert shots.
Yeah.
So
because I kept wrongly calling when they were going to stop. Because like it was like, okay,
so
it was
funny.
Like penetration shot. I was like, okay, that's the last one. Then another one. I was like, oh, okay, that's the last one. I swear to God.
And then another one.
It was just like. It happens so often sometimes.
Yeah. And I was like, Noah, stop saying, because every time you say it, it's going to immediately happen.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's...
I tried to fast forward. By the time the last few ones happened, I just gave up. I was
I just looked
whatever.
Away.
Yeah.
And I was like...
What about the eye scene?
Yeah, I thought...
The probably the most intense and just excruciating eye scene since Zombie.
Yeah, so... During her first job as a prostitute, she claws the face of the client. Mm-hmm. So Tony, her pimp, I guess it's a pimp.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, like stabs her eye. Mm-hmm. And like apparently, they just used an actual dead body.
Yep, used a dead body and punctured that shit.
Did they?
I don't think somehow they got access to a corpse in a morgue. I don't think they were able... I feel like the illegal part they did was they weren't allowed to shoot inside the hospital.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. But, like, when I saw it, I was like... I thought it looked fake to me. I was like, oh, that's a pretty good effect. And then you said, by the way, that's a real eye. I was like, what?
It's pretty gnarly, dude.
Yeah, it's... this is not a movie for the faint of heart at all. Mm. It is sad. It's I mean, I don't know how to describe it really or review it, but it's just kind of like
it's a depressed movie.
Yeah, it's like this girl has the worst life ever, like ever.
But she roars and she rampages.
I also liked the comeuppance of Tony at the end.
Oh yeah, no, that's a great this demise for him. Like, isn't that great? I like the fact that we don't even see it.
Because at first I thought she was gonna like make him like give him just a crap ton of heroin and he was gonna die of like an overdose, like some like get it poetic justice. Like no, she ties him to like a horse and he's underground and
she makes a noose around his neck, ties it to a horse, and like. The horse, as soon as that thing moves, it's gonna like just crush his esophagus.
And you also don't see it too.
You don't see it either, so it's left up to your imagination.
Yeah,
that's the artfulness too.
Yeah, there's also I think I told you this, but I thought Tony looked exactly like the guy from Die Hard.
Hans Gruber,
Yeah.
Alan Rickman.
He has the same beard.
Yeah.
But I just thought that was.
He's a great villain.
He's
He's
such a piece of shit.
The actor who plays that guy just like screams villain. He's like
Yeah.
there's no other thing
He has
can
like the
play in a movie.
smarmy kind of like sleazy,
Like the head honcho type
scummy
thing.
douche.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Or at least the right hand man.
Yeah. I also liked the scene because she kills. Well, the first time she kills one of her clients, Tony meets up with two of the other clients she usually saw.
Yeah.
It's like, listen, I got you tickets to Spain. Hide out there and wait for this all to blow over. And she just immediately walks in and kills him.
Kicks down the door and just kills the two of them.
That was great. Just like, surprise.
How do you feel about the the slow motion scenes?
I thought the fight with the cops went on too long.
Okay.
Where it's just like...
I feel like that was a matter of the film kind of entering the avant-garde for a little bit. I kind of accepted. I personally accepted that. Although the cop scene did go on for a little bit too long.
I was almost like, is this like the end of the movie? Because this is like going like these guys have nothing to do with anything. These are just like two random cops, but it's just like.
I do like how it makes for a kind of a comprehensive experience where it's like with Rolling Thunder, that climax was fast and it was fast paced, a lot of blood pumping. This kind of like forced you to watch every blow in excruciating detail. Right. I appreciate that.
Also, I felt like the music kind of was like inconsistent.
Oh yeah, it had some great music and not so great music, but I feel like sometimes that kind of fed into the ugliness of the film. Sometimes
there was a scene toward the end. I forgot if it was the ending horse scene or if it was like, I think it was the cop scene, but just like the music.
Oh, the horse scene I feel like is beautiful. Like the music.
Oh no, sorry, not the horse scene, but like
when she's driving into the harbor.
Yeah, where it's like
this weird amount, like this weird like pixelated type of like this garbled stuff. That's like my least favorite. It's like the main theme for the movie, and it's like my least favorite. But there's other tracks on the score that I really do love. Yeah.
Yeah. What was? I also thought. What was it? It's a really intense. I never was squeamish aside from the insert shots, but I didn't really look at those.
Yeah.
But I almost felt like there was more character given to her trainers, almost.
Okay.
Like, I wish, almost like, because like they were just doing their job, kind of. Like she just hired them to.
Yeah, she had the means to pay them to train her. Yeah.
But I almost felt like there was. I wish it was more. There.
To them?
Yeah.
I feel like there's like why they get to know them when their whole point is to train her,
Yeah, but I just meant more just like
when the whole film is like it's tailored to the fact that it's a visual experience for the most part. The main character is mute,
Right.
She can't communicate with people, so she can't really grow like a big relationship with these people. It's like not or the movie is not figuring out like what's the backstory of karate teacher A. It's about killing Tony and
I understand. I just meant I wish there was more character because it felt like Tony's a dick. That who's the other girl? What's her name?
The late. What the other prostitute?
Yeah, I can't remember.
I forgot her name, but that scene where like you don't even know like.
Oh yeah, when she
sees her bed is like just drenched in blood. You don't even like she's obviously dead, but like you don't know what happened to her. You don't know if she killed herself. You don't know if Tony killed her. You don't know if one of the clients killed her.
Yeah.
It's just you don't see the body either. It's just like it's not there, but like her blood is just soaked in blood. Her bed is just soaked in blood.
Yeah.
And it makes for a very guttural experience because she's like hugging like this pillow that's like caked in blood. And it's just like, oh my god.
Yeah. Oh, and the letter. We almost forgot the letter part.
Which one? What?
So early in the film, Tony gets a letter.
The letter. We don't really understand like how, but like her parents knew it where she. So like Tony sent out a letter to her family, right?
Yeah.
To basically be like posing as her writing, saying like "fuck you, mom and dad, I'm leaving now. I never
you were
cared
coddling
about,
and you ruined my life.
You ruined my life." And those shots of the parents reading like what they either said or read was beautiful in my opinion, because it's that extreme close up. It was almost felt like something out of like Come and See. But the fact of the matter is that there's no way they could have known where these letters were coming from, and be able to send it back to Tony, a letter being like, we're sorry. We will not walk this earth no more without you.
Because like, I don't even think you needed the letter, because if she just went home and then she found out they died, and then she hears the conversation.
I don't know why it was like, maybe it gave her some incentive to go back home, but like, wouldn't she already want to do that? You know?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it does have my favorite, because at first she's reading the fake letter because there was a copy made.
Yeah.
And like, you hear the voiceover of the dad, and I was thinking like, is this her internal voice? Like, wait, what? Because I was confused on why she was hearing a man's voice, and then it cuts to the dad. I was like,
yeah, I love that.
And there's a great like it close up and it pans out.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, and like the white, like her mom, like immediately when she starts crying, it cuts. You know,
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah,
That is I love that. Yeah, it's a gnarly movie. It's a good.
What would you give it?
I gave it a 3 at the moment because I just didn't know what to give it. It was very much kind of like I didn't know what to make, because it's a good movie. Like it's objectively well made, well acted, well shot. There's a great shot of her walking out to this other dealer with the heroin, and like
I love that. It's kind of like a cinema verite thing.
Yeah,
where it's like a little bit shaky, you know.
And there's like that. It's almost like a little green lighting. Almost.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yes, I like that.
Kind of has like a Neo style to it. Yeah,
I like that a lot. I also like the fact he just gave her a car.
Yeah, he's just like, hey, here, I have a car.
Well, that's nice of you.
Yeah. Mr. Drug Dealer.
Although I think he did set her up for the trap, though.
I think it was too low on the rung to like know what was happening. Though.
Okay, so maybe
He was
so
like,
I heard about this guy.
I heard about this guy, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. It was very well-made movie. I also know some of like the audio was a little weird.
That's extreme. I mean, I feel like it's Foley was very often used for the movie. I would bet.
Yeah, because like when she's in the car loading the gun, it was like.
Oh no! It's like a extreme reverb. That's intentional though.
Is it?
Yeah.
Because at first I was like.
Oh. I feel like that's just like kind of like the reverb of the sound, like kind of like echoing back to it all comes back to like the movie reminding us how awful the stuff that's happening on screen is, because sometimes movies don't do that a lot. Sometimes they kind of like, a guy shoots like 30 people and it's like there's kind of dissonance where it's like, okay, there's none of that, like she kills like a handful of people in the movie,
right, and
each one is felt and shown in excruciating detail, and it's like the sound of the gunshots is like reflected back at us, you know. It's like ringing in our ears, where it's like just you know.
All right, so question: when does like that idea of goes too far? Like when do you?
I think when it reaches the maximum capacity of our human potential to have like our attention span kind of startled, you know?
Right.
Where it's just like, okay, it's just getting tedious, and like movies should like try their best to at least somewhat accommodate for the human attention span. 2001 is like, I feel like is like one of those things where it's like, it's boring, you know?
Yeah.
But it's a movie that's none too concerned with us, that has higher heights to reach. It's almost like the monolith itself, you know?
Right.
It's to be respected and appreciated, but like it's not like this. People kind of exaggerate it, you know. It's a 2.5 hour movie, you know. It's like those shots don't go on for that long, you know. Right. Just a little bit longer than you're used to, you know.
But in terms of
any longer than what, in general, any longer than what was shown to me in Thriller, is too much. In my opinion, I feel like that was like the perfect example of like showing, just like really just like throwing that blood back in our faces,
right? And
kind of reminding us that the violence happening on screen is, you know, it is in fact violence, and we should be horrified by it,
right?
I feel like the movie did that excellently. So if that's the prime example of it, I wouldn't want to see anything go further than that, because it's just excess at that point.
Okay. So, How would you give
4.5? 4.5.
4.5.
Yeah.
I give it a 3.
I really enjoyed the movie.
Yeah. I definitely
weirdly enough, it's like the movie I've seen the most times this year so far.
Really?
3 times. I've seen
like the different versions.
The third time I've seen a cut of this movie.
Okay.
The first time I saw it this year, it was Thriller, and then I saw They Call Her One Eye, which is the special edition extra bonus disc on the Vinegar Syndrome release.
Okay.
And then the one back to Thriller with you, just to watch the way that it was intended by the Swedish filmmakers. But yeah, no, I'm glad I showed it to you, and I know like it's not something like it's not exactly your cup of tea. I know you can like appreciate and see the worth in it. I appreciate that.
There's definitely stuff. It's definitely not like just a scummy movie they wanted to make. We're gonna have sex appeal in the movie.
Yeah, it's definitely not that.
It's definitely. It is. Yeah, it's disturbing on purpose. It does its job very well.
Yeah. So moving on to like a much lighter note.
Speaking of being terrible to women, Scott Pilgrim.
Pilgrim versus the World.
Yes. So I picked this partly because I felt like we might need it because the way you described Thriller is like we might need something a little more lighthearted to get us back in a good mood.
This movie kind of hit me in the right places in certain ways, you know.
Yes. So Scott Pilgrim versus the World is a film. It's going to be back. A film adaptation of the comic books. And the plot is, so Scott Pilgrim is dating a high schooler.
Mm-hmm. As you do.
Of course. Who hasn't, let's be honest.
The 22-year-old dating a high schooler, that's,
It's not great.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, so like a year or so before he was dumped by his previous girlfriend Envy, she's kind of like going through life trying to find, like, just kind of process it. He's in a way like he wants something simple. He doesn't want like because he says like I don't know it's simple I guess like and then he meets Ramona Flowers and he sees her in his dream and then he meets her at a party which leads to the greatest flirting scene of all time. Which have you heard of Pac-Man? I've heard of him. Well, did you know that like he crunches his cup that he was being called a Pacu Pacu? Okay, goodbye.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
It was pretty funny, yeah.
Yeah, but he eventually gets to dating her while dating the high schooler. And then he realizes he has to defeat her 7 evil exes in order to win her heart. And then hijinks ensue.
Video game hijinks ensue. I feel like this is like it's hard because like it's definitely because I feel like whenever I watch an Edgar Wright movie, I'm like, oh, that one's my favorite, except for Baby Driver. Even though I do like it, it's just like it's definitely not my favorite. Okay. But like out of like Hot Fuzz, The World's End, Shaun of the Dead, Scott Pilgrim, they're constantly in that like kind of that kind of smash battle. Right. It's like those 4 characters, like they were like video game characters in Smash. They'd be constantly in a perpetual fight against like and clobbering each other over like kind of the way Scott fights Dex is over which one is my favorite Edgar Wright film.
Okay, so one thing I want to talk about for certain is Scott's arc.
Oh yeah,
I wanted you to know like what do you think of his arc?
Oh, I loved it. Yeah,
good.
It's just too bad it kind of flew over the heads of so many people.
Yeah, people were because I mean Scott. Everyone tells Scott
he's a shitty person.
Yes, he's a piece of shit. He doesn't realize it really.
No.
Because he's just oblivious. Because like he taught like because I think his conscience is his roommate Wallace. Like Wallace is like his mentor, I guess.
Yeah, like, his gay mentor.
Yes, just trying to get him to be just forcing him to do the right thing a lot of the time. But one way I described it to my friend a while back was like it's like a Christmas Carol, but if Scrooge was a douchey Canadian,
was Michael Cera,
and there's not 3 ghosts, there's 7 ghosts. Because I feel like, because I think this time around I noticed something is that Ramona kind of represents Scott in a way. Because like in her backstories, a lot of time it's like she does what Scott does. Like she just moves on to the next. Like yeah, because I met Todd and I just dumped Lucas and I just kept repeating that. Yeah, it's almost like she's almost a reflection of Scott in a way. This film is just so well made. Like, just especially when
just purely on like a script and technical level, and just all around. It's just like an amazingly put together movie. It's just so fun, you know.
It is very. It's
like the editing it's so frantic, and it just like gives you. I like how just like it plays with the fact that it is a film and it utilizes that to like its maximum potential, you know. Yeah. And the way it tells its story, you know.
Yeah. Earlier, you actually mentioned something I want to talk about is 2001: A Space Odyssey. This and that have something in common in the fact that when this was being written, the comics weren't done yet. So there wasn't an ending to the comics yet.
Well, I mean, I feel like that has more in common with Akira.
But here's the thing. Like 2001, like they were being written at the same time. So there's things that were made for the film that ended up in the final draft of the like, for example, there's a shot where like Scott goes down like this elevator, and like there's just a big arrow following the elevator. That was drawn in the comics.
So they're kind of like coexisting pieces of media. Okay.
Yeah. So like, I mean, I think the comics are better.
Okay.
Surprise. Just because I think that it has more time to develop Scott's character. Yeah. But yeah, this film is very nostalgic for me. I love Matthew Patel is the greatest human being.
No, Matthew Patel, dude, we gotta talk about Matthew Patel.
Matthew Patel.
My name is Matthew Patel. It's like I wish you were like I need to watch the anime because like I feel like I'll just eat up every scene with him in it. Oh yeah, it's so funny.
So would you mind if I tell you what happens in the anime?
You already told me.
Well, like what happens to Matthew Patel?
Oh, I want to know.
Okay, I won't tell you. But so so the anime has the same voice cast from this movie. Like everyone comes back except for the twins. Because they didn't speak English.
They didn't speak. Yeah. Okay.
Which made it very hard to direct them.
Yeah.
which I find very funny. But yeah, I like that. That one's pretty good too. But in terms of the movie, I don't know. I just love the effects. I love how I just love every one of the fights. They're all creative. There's never a dull moment for me. It's
never a dull. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's just something's always happening. Always. Even the transitions are fun.
No, dude, seriously, I like how the characters like pull them. It's kind of like certain like characters will enter a frame, and it'll end up in the next scene.
Yes.
Of like that. It's so hard to explain, but like. Scott's like in his room or something, and then like the front man of his band is like enters the frame from the side. It's like Scott, and like that cuts to that scene where it's like he's like focusing, he's like too dialed in on Ramona in his head, when they're like about to like do the whole Battle of the Bands thing. That is so fucking cool. And that doesn't require any sort of like visual effects team.
Nope.
It's just a matter of directing and cinematography and script. You know.
Yes. Which of the fights was your favorite? Like which of
Matthew Patel.
Okay.
Honestly, that was just so much fun. And Lucas Lee. It's just
Lucas Lee's fun.
Lucas Lee's a fun one. I feel like it's those first two that I really like.
I think my favorite is the twins.
Yeah, that's pretty fun.
Because I love the song. I love the music in the movie.
I could clearly tell.
Yeah. I'm hearing voices. Yeah, I love. There's so many great details. Like when Ramona dumps Scott toward the end, like Jason Schwartzman's character drives up, and the song he's playing is a Rolling Stones song called "Under My Thumb."
Oh,
under my thumb, the girl who once had me down. It's just saying like I have her under my thumb now, like she's mine.
Yeah,
there's so many great little. Tidbits like that.
Edgar Wright is known for like putting like layers upon layers upon layers of detail in his films. It's super impressive.
I don't know how he does it though.
No, I seriously don't understand either.
Aside from
he's just superhuman.
Yeah, planning and
he's just like just an extremely talented filmmaker. You know.
I also like how while they're filming on set, every time like someone like swords would clash or punch, they would have an actual light flash on set.
Nice.
So like
cool.
So like when they were editing it, there was something to go off of that wasn't just added visually.
Yeah.
Or when Scott signs the package, he throws in the trash can. That's real.
Uh-huh.
They
he
did
actually-
that like 54 times.
Nice.
Because they're like, there's so much visual effects in this film. We should just do one that's
Let's just do one that's just like actually we
Yeah.
can just do, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like on a personal level, this movie kind of helped me cope a little bit.
Oh.
Because just like, it's just about being like, you know, there for yourself as well, you know. Just
Yeah.
like being, fighting for you, you know.
Yeah, you have to... Because So toward the end, Scott dies. He gets stabbed.
Yeah.
But earlier, he got a 1-up. And he comes back, he realizes basically he's a shitty person in that moment. It's like, I feel like I learned something. Too bad I wish I wasn't dead. But so like he apologized to the band. He's like, he apologized to Kim, and Kim like her eyebrow goes
her
up.
eyebrow raises.
Like there's an echoey sound effect, so it's like there's something in the theater playing. But like he apologizes, and like she smiles a little bit, and he gets like a bunch of points, like Scott Pilgrim, and yeah, it's just a pleasant movie.
Yeah, I literally wish I could have like been the age I'm at when this played in theaters.
So this came out in like 2010.
2010, okay.
So I would have been 10. You would have been 9.
9, yeah.
Yeah, and of course it bombed at the box office.
Really?
Oh, it was.
Damn.
It was a disaster.
God damn.
Like, it made no money. It lost money.
Wow. That I just did not expect that. It was just like so it's kind of like our cult movie at this point.
Yeah, it is, because like at the time, like the trailers are like
Kind of
good. I mean,
yeah,
they're
they're fine.
but it wasn't like marketed as well as it should have.
No, I agree with that. Yeah.
And like also the trailers don't really show what kind of movie it is. It's just
No, it makes it more of like an action movie, like full on. But like it's also a comedy. It's also kind of just like
musical. It's a
romance, you know.
video game.
Yeah.
But it's one of those sad like what if movies. Cause like after this, like everything just kind of just went standard, because it was this and Speed Racer really had like
I need to rewatch. Well, I haven't even seen it. But I remember promotional material for it, and I remember a poster for Scott Pilgrim. Like I was just like, what is this movie? I was like too young to understand like what the hell, like what was even worth, you know, to be like, oh god, I'll go see this movie, you know. It didn't pique my interest.
Edgar Wright's films usually don't make that much money.
No, but it's like he's a great filmmaker, but like, it sucks that like he can't like get like financially he can't like succeed fully, but like this the fact of the matter is that's kind of arbitrary. He just makes good films, you know.
Yeah, I mean usually they come back as cult films.
Yeah, exactly. They make their money back eventually, you know.
Yeah, and like
like DVD and Blu-ray sales are streaming, you know.
Yeah, because I think his highest grossing film is a
Baby Driver?
Yeah, Baby Driver is his highest grossing box office.
Okay.
But yeah, Scott Pilgrim is one of a kind. I know the ending originally was that he got with knives.
Really?
Yeah.
That seems a bit off. I'm glad they changed it.
Yeah, so they filmed that, and then like they showed it to a test audience, and they go, I don't know.
It feels still kind of grody, you know, because you're still 17, you know.
Yeah. And
so I feel like it's just on a moral, ethical, lawful level. It just makes more sense to make him like kind of go through life with Ramona Flowers, you know.
Yeah, and I love the casting in this film. I like Kim Pine's actress. I
forget her name.
Alicia Pill. Allison Pill.
Okay.
I think her name is. I love Chris Evans as
Lucas Lee.
Oh my god,
that's great.
That might be my favorite performance in the film. It's just because like one of his movies is playing on TV. He's like, "All right, Bucko, the first click is me hanging up the phone. The second is the gun when I pull that trigger." He's slam. That's so good. And
there's so many tiny details in this movie. Like if we try to go through all the ones we saw upon this viewing, we'd like be here forever. But
I also love, my favorite effect is the vegan power.
Yes, aura. Yeah. My favorite effect, like the effect, was like when the people they were fighting in the Battle of the Bands got like vaporized and like you could see their skeletons.
Oh yeah, that's great.
That was amazing. That was it was like some Repo Man shit.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
That was awesome.
They won because the other band died.
Because the other band fucking died. I'm sad. I'm so very, very sad.
So
sad. Thank you.
not a race, guys. But yeah, I also liked Jason Schwartzman.
Isn't he Gideon?
Yes.
Okay.
You made me swallow my gum. It's gonna be my digestive tract for 7 years.
I do like how like he has Ramona Flowers like kind of like a Java type deal. You know?
Jabba the Hutt. Like
where he's just like, oh, she's mine. I own her now.
Yeah.
She's my girlfriend. It's just like, oh wow. It's like that's the whole point is that like he's like objectifies her, but it's just like it's so like it's
douchey.
It's douchey. You know. Yeah.
And I like, what's her name? Roxy Richter. The reason why she doesn't say ex-boyfriends, just as exes.
Yeah, just exes because she was one of them.
She had a phase.
Yeah.
And like, Ramona just takes out like a giant hammer.
Yeah.
It's like, my favorite line in the film is Wallace. He's like, Scott, Evil X. Fight.
Fight.
He just doesn't care.
I like how just indifferent he is to everything happening.
Yeah, it's
I hit him so hard he saw the curvature of the earth.
Oh yeah, it's like now you are being he gets drunk off of like 2 drinks.
Yeah,
it's immediately shit-faced.
That's me.
Yeah, and I don't know what else there's to talk about.
No, I feel like it's just like the film kind of speaks for itself, you know.
Yeah. So, I would say check it out. People
at this point probably have already checked it out, but if you hadn't already, if you're like me, you know,
yes,
took you this long to finish it, then if you're like me, go out, get your hands on a DVD copy from Blockbuster and watch it.
Yeah, go to Blockbuster. Go into an abandoned Blockbuster, break down the door, and find a
DVD copy
covered in dust.
Pilgrim, covered in dust. Yeah, right next to the Iron Man DVD. And the fucking. I don't know what other stuff was around like 2008, circa 2008, 2010, but like Green Hornet or some shit. I don't know. 9, okay. Inglourious Bastards.
Oh yeah.
2011, 2012, I think.
Also, Tarantino was one who convinced Edgar Wright to have the shot. When you first see the band play, and it has that long shot back, and you see like made by Universal Pictures, and like that was originally going to be cut, I guess. Okay. From what I've heard, someone told me this. This might not be true, but I think it's true. And like it was shown to Tarantino. He wanted him to keep it because he really liked it.
You know, there was like a whole because like Edgar Wright is obviously like come off of the heels of like the creativity of like the creative freedom that was kind of spawned by Tarantino. It was like this kind of little movement called the Splat Pack.
The Splat Pack?
Yeah, it was just like Edgar Wright, Eli Roth, Quentin Tarantino, Rob Zombie, and some other guys.
Robert Rodriguez.
Yep. It was kind of like a riff on the Brat Pack, you know.
Yeah.
So the movie Brats. It's not very like nobody will know what you're talking about if you say that, but like it kind of makes sense though because Edgar Wright was very like Tarantino inspired, like not in the sense of style, but like in creative freedom. Just do what you want, you know.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
It's one of the shames of the world that this film was such a bomb.
That's surprising to me, honestly. Yeah. But it's a cult classic now. It's got its own anime, you know. Yeah. It's reached the peak.
It's got a video game.
It's got a video game,
which was actually not like it because there was a rights issue. So for years, like you couldn't buy the video game.
Oh shit!
Until recently, because they got the rights back, and now it's like it's the 10th anniversary of the game or whatever.
It should be like Michael Cera. It's the 10th anniversary of the game. You should buy it.
Michael Cera is so great.
He's great.
This is a nightmare.
This is a nightmare. No, this movie's great. This movie's amazing. I love it.
Good. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So what would you give it?
Jinx. You owe me a soda. All right. Oh. We owe each other a soda. Hold on.
Oh, shit.
If I can reach it. Fuck. Okay.
This isn't a real episode without Pepsi.
No, of course not. Fuck. There we go. But yeah, what would you rate it? What would you rate Scott Pilgrim versus The World?
I think a 4.5.
4.5 for me as well.
Yeah, it's
for me. It's been 4.5s all around the board today.
Damn, it's a 4.5 times 3.
Hell yeah.
Which is fun. Which equals fun.
Equals fun. But yeah, no, I'm not like upset that I didn't like finish it sooner. Mm-hmm. I'm glad I have watched it all the way through now, because I can now watch it as many times as I want and like find like the little details that I missed out on the first time. It's like it's a movie that I feel like will reward repeat viewing, so I'm looking forward to it.
I've seen the film I think 6 times now, if you count this time. Mm-hmm. I've always noticed something different.
Nice.
Like
looking forward to that experience.
Oh yeah, it's although I do find it funny that like the twins, they're on the cover. Mm-hmm. They don't say a single word the whole battle.
Yeah,
which I find just kind of
it's funny.
Yeah, where it's just like they look at Gideon. Gideon like nods his head.
Yeah, fucking. What a fucking asshole that man.
Yeah. Also, their music is just they hit a key. Yeah, and it's just an explosion happens. Basically.
It's like 2 dragons coming out. It's awesome.
One last thing. One last detail I noticed this time. So during her backstory with Todd the vegan, she mentions like, he loved me so much he just punched he punched a hole in the moon for me. The moment where they tore the roof off.
Oh, it shows you can see there's a hole in the moon. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's one of those like, oh shit. No.
This movie's fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah, it is.
Hell yeah.
When there's Wallace just eating bacon.
Dude, this movie, that movie, like that DVD case, that's like gotta be like the best DVD case of all time. It's like just look at this shit. It's like fight. It's like all the characters. It's like that's like the most 2010 thing of all time. I swear to God.
It is great.
I need that on DVD and Blu-ray.
Yeah, I gotta buy. I've had this DVD forever. I just never gotten around to just getting
the transfer was fine. Well, not the transfer itself, but like the
quality.
The quality.
I like the DVD art.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
and I like the fact that like it was a later time in DVD's like lifespan, so the quality of it is just fine.
Yeah,
it's like I see no problem with it. But there was like some earlier stuff I saw, watched my DVD copy of Batman Returns from 1999. It looks like trash. The DVD transfer looks like trash. It's terrible.
Yeah, every time I watch that movie, I cry. Batman Returns.
Understandable. It's emotional.
A drink of water.
Speaking of Batman, I saw this really cool Japanese version of the Batman poster by Matt Reeves. It's like a really cool one. I have it on Instagram right now. I posted it, but it's fucking awesome. But yeah, no, I really feel like that should go alongside Iron Man as the most late 2000s movies ever,
Okay.
But that it was entering that threshold because it's 2010, right? Yeah. So it's kind of that still technically sort of the essence of late 2000s in the same way that 1980 was kind of still holding on to bits of the 70s,
Right.
So yeah, it's I fucking love that movie. I love that DVD.
Yeah.
Except for all the fucking previews. Oh. Never seem to end.
Yeah, you're let's watch the previews. It's all right, cool. There's
focus features. And I was just fuck this.
And then went to some romantic comedy with Zac Efron. It was ho ho ho, it's magic.
And then it was at that point where I was nope.
I was ooh, yeah.
But yeah,
check it out.
I'm glad we got to do this again.
Yes, we're back.
I look forward to more episodes.
Yes.
Before the spring semester lets out. So
yes.
Yeah.
We're back.
Movie Goblins, hell yeah.
We're back.
I think that's about it for this episode. What do you think? Have anything to say to the troops, Ben?
Cause this is Thriller.
The thing is, you're is this what the music video? Is that what your pick is? I was no. Well, very, very different.
Well, you said, all right, my picks are gonna be Rolling Thunder and Thriller. You forgot to add a cool picture. I was what? Give me what?
I think part of me kind of assumed you already saw my story where I posted on Letterboxd or something. I don't know.
Well, because the poster said the one eye, the girl with.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So I thought that was what it was called, but.
Gotcha.
And then he said, "No, this is not that.
This is not that.
Not even a little bit."
I'm watching this. He's eating. No, is it the eye scene or one of the penetration scenes? It just cuts to Michael Jackson eating popcorn.
You want some popcorn, Vincent Price?
Well, yes, I'm very much would like it.
Darkness falls across the land.
I love how, like...
Midnight. Oh, God, all right!
I like how it's like, oh, fuck! No, I like how... Dude, that fucking Thriller music video scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. I couldn't sleep, like, 2 nights in a row because of that music video. I swear to God. It was the werewolf scene.
Cute!
It was the werewolf scene.
I know, but that's cute.
I'm not like other guys. Oh, I'm transformed into a werewolf. Oh!
Also, I think someone... So, like, at the very beginning of that, there was a disclaimer.
Oh, yeah, it's like, this has nothing to do with the occult. I do not support the occult.
Yeah, because...
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson was a part of Jehovah's Witness.
Oh, really? I was not aware of that. That's another layer of the onion that is Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson's life.
That is one... I'm excited for the biopic about Michael Jackson.
Wasn't there like an Aria thing where it's like Leaving Neverland? Or like... Or is that just about, like, Neverland Ranch? That was just about Neverland Ranch.
Yeah, that was a...
So, I'm confused.
Documentary.
I'm confused. Did he do it? Did he not do it? I don't understand. What did he do? What did he not do?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Don't... Watch the documentary.
Okay.
And be sad. I haven't seen it either. I just kind of like... I don't know, he's dead.
Yeah, it's like... I don't know. It's like... I don't know.
Too many onions in this world.
Yeah.
Everyone's too much of an onion. I don't like it.
But in the world of
Fucking
onions...
Shrek.
Be a Michael Jackson. No, actually... I like... There's like a Meat Canyon video where it's like... Michael, let the boy go. No.
Really?
Yeah.
I love Meat Canyon's videos are so good.
Yeah, I love it.
With the girl who goes to Starbucks like, can I have the pumpkin spice?
It's like, I like the one where like who's Taylor Swift dating right now? The football player?
I don't know. Football
but like football man McGee. But like basically it's like the whole thing where it's like I'm thinking about breaking up with her. You think about breaking up with her? And like all the Swifties in the audience are like in the crowd are like, he's breaking up with her. He's breaking up with her. And it's like what it's all about. And it's like she's like a Lovecraftian being, you know?
Of course she is.
Yeah, because it's Meat Canyon, but
Meat Canyon, I love his voice.
No, yeah, he's great.
He's so funny.
I love how he looks like a remnant of the 80s, you know what I mean? He looks like he belongs in the 80s photograph.
What the fuck?
He looks like he went to high school like in 1987.
That doesn't make sense, but it makes perfect sense too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to. That's amazing.
Yeah, but he won't let it go because he's got like the mullet and stuff. It's great.
I want him as a guest on Smiling Friends.
That sounds amazing.
I want him to like.
Remember the same thing where it's like Tom Brady was like, there was like a deleted video he had where it's like Tom Brady kissing his son.
What?
No, yeah, no, but it's like you ever heard the thing where it's like the guy like Tom Brady's like getting like he's the football player, he's like getting a massage, and like his son comes in, he's like, all right, it's like you like kiss him on like it like kind of like I don't. I was gonna say the way you kiss your dad, but it's like it's still weird. But it's just like the fact that the kid even kissed him on the lips at all is like that was just a peck. It was like, okay, now you can leave. He made a whole cartoon about that where it's like that was just a peck. He just starts making out with his son. That was promptly deleted.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's like making out. It's like his son goes touchdown.
Is that a thing?
That's an actual Meat Canyon video.
Whoa.
That was eventually deleted.
Aw.
It's like how many more rings do you want? Do I need to wear for you to understand? God damn it! Because he wins so many Super Bowls, so he like punches his wife in the face. It's so funny.
What?
No, I'll send you the video eventually. That's pretty funny. But yeah, so Scott Pilgrim versus the World is. I feel like the movie we both agree on this episode is great. It's amazing.
It is great.
It's great.
So well
it's
done.
so wonderful. It's just a great old time.
Grand old time.
Well, I look forward to the next episode.
Yes.
Whatever next weekend that may be. But until then, stay goblin-y, goblins. Stay golden-y.
Bye.
Bye-bye.